Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the end game. I think I speak for the majority of TBHK fans that are out there right now when I say, what the just happened? Chapter 122 has just further lit the TBHK community on fire. So I'm gonna try to say this very calmly here. Tell me why it looks like Nene is about to get jumped in this panel. Not only that, but this entire cliffhanger is just really short and it's me off. It's me off. Like, hey Dalro, when I catch you, bro, I swear I better see a long chapter to make up for this because I'm tired of this, bro. Every single chapter, it's just cliffhanger or it's just so short. However, unlike the rest of the cliffhangers like before, this one really means something here. Because if you think about it, this could very much make or break the series. And for anyone saying, oh, the series can end abruptly, or oh, he would never do something like this, go read the pilot. I know it's not exactly identical, but hey, Dalro is no stranger to endings like this. If you're not aware, this manga won't end well. It's not confirmed, but our author is just not known for making good endings. And as much as I wish he could just do it just this once, make a happy, ending, it's just not gonna happen, most likely speaking. But the way things are currently looking, we are looking at another repeat of Dear My Living Dead. If you know, you know. With the second season for TBHK finally being released on streaming, I thought, why don't we dive back into this of an anime? But before I get into all of that and the theory that you all came for, I'd like to thank everybody that's been showing a lot of love and support for these videos recently. As is, my last theory is the most viewed video on this channel. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been a part of the Mokke community. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys out there that like my videos and comment things down below, especially the ones subscribed. Matter of fact, what are you doing if you're not subscribed already? Just kidding, watch my content first, then make up your mind. But genuinely, thank you to all of my fellow Mokkes, especially the ones in the Discord server. And with all of that out of the way, let's get back to the video. What I'm about to say is going to be my craziest and most outlandish theory that I had zero proof for, but it's been killing me not to throw it in here so far. In fact, it's from my last theory. I just cut it out because it didn't fit with the theory and it didn't make sense at all at the time. And ever since that day that I didn't put it in the video, it's been eating at me inside. It's like that one quote where you miss all the chances that you don't take. Basically what I said in the clip was, what if this world Hanako didn't just kill Tsukusa? In fact, he killed his entire family. And you know what's crazy? I ended up getting proven right, but that's not where this theory ends. One thing I've noticed is it seems our world's Tsukusa and this new world's Hanako act very similar, obviously because they both have the entity inside of them. However, there are moments where this line is crossed and we do see differences. But overall, they are still the exact same careless, forgetful killing monster with a hunger to feed this being with whatever and whoever enters. Another thing I'm not seeing a lot of conversation about is if this world's Hanako was possessed at a young age, we have to remember this guy was walking around alive as a human at one point, a teacher even. And if, let's say, he's been possessed by the entity this entire time, you really think he was just teaching kids and actually cared for them, or was he just gaining their trust to feed them to his friend? William Afton vibes. Very dark stuff. Even Akane himself begins to wonder if Hanako is able to be at the school in here unbounded like before. Another thing I'd like to mention is that this being or entity had no interest in destroying Akane's clock that stopped time. Oh sure, he clenches it here, making you think he was about to crush it, but take a closer look. Hanako is feeding off of it, almost like absorbing it, like a parasite he's become in this world. I wouldn't be surprised if the entity granted Hanako the ability to absorb other supernatural powers, but who knows? And for some reason, Aoi, having a little experience, can lift Teru's sword without issue, but Ko can't? I'm not even gonna try to make this some deep parallel or anything. This is just simply confusing. I mean, if it works, it works. Aoi about to go killer mode or something. Another idea I have at play here is that maybe Tashigamori knows, and he has known. He's simply just playing dumb and may actually save her in the next chapter. When we finally encountered Tashigamori, he's alone at the school viewing the moon. Probably a stretch, but with this series, apparently never. Hear me out, what if he is still the fifth world wonder in this world? No reason for him to be still at the school this late unless he's here 24/7 like before. On top of that, he seemed too calm and aware of what was happening, simply not wanting to say a word about anything whatsoever. Either that or he really is just normal and, oblivious to everything. If he still had the books, he would have known all of this was gonna happen, and he's watching it all unfold before his eyes. Not like he would have stepped in, he stated it before. But what if in the next chapter he's forced to? He finally uses his power to change the past only once, sacrificing himself to save everyone, and giving us the ending we want. Some of us fans really need this win desperately. Look man, the TBHK community needs a win. We've been getting pummeled chapter after chapter for the past year. Again, I doubt all of this simply because A. Dalro isn't capable of making a happy ending. But who knows? Like imagine Nene gets to the clock and something goes wrong and Hanako ends up finding her, leading to Tashigamori stepping in, reuniting with his old colleague. I wonder what that interaction between two old friends would look like. Maybe in this world Toshigemori was already on to Hanako about how he lured kids to kill them and feed off of them. I don't know, man, I'm losing it, okay? Who knows? Another thing I wonder is, how did Hanako in this world die? Maybe somebody sealed him away like before, or maybe something more sinister. Again, who knows? Comment what you think could be occurring here though, because as of right now, I'm as stumped as ever. I've read these books about 100 times looking for any sort of hint or clue or anything, and I just have not been able to find anything that I have missed so far. Maybe it's a detail I missed, who knows? But the one thing I do know for certain, or at least in my opinion, don't trust this version of Hanako at all. I mean, I didn't trust him before because he was already acting on his own, but this version is different. The whole idea that he once taught these students and then eventually ended up leading them to their own demise doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't add up. He has to be lying. If not that, then there's another idea at play here. Or maybe Hanako or Amain really did live a full, normal, peaceful life until something happened to him at the Red House. I really need to do a video over that mess of a place, just not now. If all of this is true, then Toshigemori really doesn't know anything, and he isn't a wonder in this world at all, leading me to believe Nene will be fully alone in the next chapter. Maybe Amain did care about his students, but an event that occurred in this house led to all of this happening. But this final panel, when Toshigemori says to Nene he understands, leads me to believe he does know. But this is just a really wholesome moment, and I'm looking between the lines a little too much. I haven't slept in like days. Another idea I have is that maybe Amain is cursed by the Red House. He at times seems to fight the being within himself and tries to regain control in his mind, not being able to remember a thing that happens. He's obviously in pain doing all of this, and he no longer has control over himself the same way Tsukasa isn't fully himself either. It would make sense, but knowing this series, there's always something larger at play here, especially with the limited info over the entity. I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't everything there truly is. In other words, Nene might need another wish from Hanako, because if I was her, I'd be wishing too. But some food for thought to wrap up today's video to further remind everyone that we're truly just merely watching a Darlow's vision unfolding, whether that be good or bad, is think of it this way. Imagine Nene goes back in time, right? And she meets the Yugi twins like she has many times before when she meddled in the past. And in order to fix it, she has to be the one to kill Tsukasa and Amain in order to fix the timeline. Or maybe in the next chapter, Nene runs into the Little Mischief Squad and it turns out this was all part of their big plan and everything is still going the way they expected it to go. Who knows anymore? But if you have any ideas, comment them down below. If you haven't already, join the Mokke army and subscribe depending on how chapter 123, 1, 2, 3. I may return with another TBHK video, only if y'all want it. Also, here's a shout out for today's video, somewhere on the screen. I love y'all, Mokke army. If you want to have a chance to be the shout out, just comment down something below and I'll pick a random comment to stitch at the end of my video. Check out one of my other TBHK Theory videos somewhere on screen, and maybe tune in whenever I go live. Thank y'all so much. Y'all already know the deal. Later, Mokke army.